Monday morning, let's fucking go. So just moved into a new Airbnb for the remainder of my time in Marbella. It's the 29th of July today. I'm staying here until the 1st of September. I've been in 3 different Airbnbs over the last 5 weeks, and if you move around a lot, you know how stressful it is, especially when you're trying to work. I just hate packing stuff up. So secured this place for a month. I'm gonna be on my own for a couple of days, and I have my mate Natty coming, who is also an online coach. So we're just gonna be working, training, eating good food, doing what we usually do. And then Misha's coming back out for a couple of weeks in a couple of weeks time. And then after that, gonna go back to Dubai for probably the next 6 months. But I'll give you a little bit of a tour. This is just a 1 bed, but there is I think there's a sofa bed as well. So it cost me an arm and a leg, this place. It is what it is, that's why we work hard, but I didn't realise how different the price of renting an Airbnb in June compared to August would be in Marbella, but as I say, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll give you a little bit of a tour. So this is the main workspace, seating area, nice little 4-person table there, big L-shaped sofa. It's a little bit dark, but it's actually quite bright when you're in it. TV. Bedroom's actually really, really big, much bigger than the other places we've been in. It doesn't actually look that big on here, but it is. Nice, big bathroom as well. And then the best bit is obviously the balcony. The last place we're in didn't have a balcony, so this is an essential. But for anyone who knows Marbella, this is in Purbanus, literally right opposite the Hard Rock Cafe, not the Hard Rock Cafe, the Hard Rock Hotel. You can see it right there. It's very close to Paddle Gym, so that's where I'm going to be training today and probably joining for a month. It's all in walking distance, which is mint, because we were having to get taxis to the other gym Elements, and it was costing loads of money. So it'll be much better, you know, get steps, go train. I think there's a local supermarket as well. And there's some gym junkie cafe over there, which I'm going to go to and get some food now and suss out the area. But Monday is obviously always check-ins. I've done about half of them earlier on this morning before I moved from the other Airbnb to here. So as I say, I'm going to get some food, go to the supermarket, get the essentials, put a wash on, do most of the rest of my check-ins. Then I'm going to go for a late afternoon training session. I'm itching to have a good training session. We were training at gym in the Old Town last week, and it was just shit, to be honest. So I'm going to spend about an hour and a half and just have a really, really good upper body training session. And then I have a call with a client tonight. I'm experimenting with like changing up my schedule for calls and work and things like that for anyone who's interested. But I used to always have my calendar open almost every day of the week for like consultation calls and for clients to book in. But what I'm going to do now, I think, is have 4 days a week where 3 or 4 days a week where my calendar's open for consult calls, and then on the other days I just focus more on like client fulfillment work. So it means I've got a little bit more control over my schedule, and I don't think that will actually affect things at all. So that's what I'm gonna change this week, and I'm gonna get some food here now, so I'll document what I'm getting. And I've also changed my nutritional setup a little bit, not too much. It's actually pretty similar to what I was doing before, but I'll run over that this week. Basically, I'm going a lot higher carb on some days and a lot lower carb on some days as well, in an aim to fuel performance and get a little bit leaner at the same time. Just some content, chicken, some veggies, salad, I'll run over, get started. Done some more check-ins, went to the shop, got some basic bits, and now I'm gonna walk down to the gym, hopefully sign up for a month. I might get a few clips when I'm in the gym, but I'll probably film them on my iPhone because I'm not gonna take the camera with me. But yeah, keen to have a good session, and then I'll run you over what I'm having for dinner tonight, which is probably gonna be a very simple meal. Just straight back on it with nutrition, not that we've been off it. But yeah, that is the plan. Tomorrow, I've got a couple of sales calls, a call with the team, and then a call with a client as well. So yeah, I also need to squeeze in some time to get some tanning done as well, because there's no point being here if we don't dedicate some time to doing that. That's essential. Good morning, guys. Literally just straight out of bed. Got up at 6:30 this morning. Would have liked to get up a little bit earlier, but really trying to prioritize sleep at the moment because I'm training twice today. So I'm just about to head out on an 8K easy run, and then I have a call with one of my team members. Then I've got some check-ins to do. Then I'm going to head to the gym and do legs. I'm going to take the camera today and get a few clips. Absolutely loved the gym setting yesterday. Like there's nothing for me that beats just training in the sun. So can't wait to go there and smash that today. It is the 30th of July today, 30th of the month. So penultimate day of the month. We hit a record month this month, which is insane because July is historically the worst month of the year for fitness trainers. So I couldn't be happier. It's put me in a really, really good mood to end the month. I've got one of my mates, Natty, coming out today. I think I mentioned that yesterday. So just looking forward to having a good time with him. Still going to be working as usual, but we'll probably go out each night for some nice dinners and stuff like that. But I think I mentioned in the last clip, he's a coach as well, so we're very much on the same page. But I'm just going to get this done, otherwise I'm going to miss my call. So 8K easy, probably hit about a 5 minute per kilometer pace. I will put the stats up at the end of the video. Good morning, guys. It is Saturday. I'm just doing a bit of work, having my first meal of the day. Then I'm going to head to the gym, and I'm actually going to run at the gym on the treadmill because it's 11 o'clock now, and it's just too hot. So I'm going to do 10K or 55 minutes on the treadmill, and I've got a longer run tomorrow. But I started wanting to give you, well, I did want to give you a little bit of an update. I've been pretty horrendous with filming, and forgetting to film. I've been busy, I'm not going to make an excuse, but I think going forward what I'm going to do is just set aside one day a week to actually just film one entire YouTube video rather than just sporadically picking the camera up and adding them all together. So I don't know where this is going to go. This might be a new video, this might be part of the video I was recording a few days ago, but just wanted to give a genuine, honest update as to what's going on. I will preface this by saying first world problems, but I lost my Instagram account on Thursday evening, Saturday morning now. To cut a long story short, I don't know why it happened. Meta took it down. It happened to me once 2 years ago, and I actually lost it for a month and got it back because I had a friend who worked at Meta. So I have a guy who I've had to pay who is trying to help me get it back, and I'm confident that I'm going to get it back. He's helped a lot of people before. But yeah, obviously this just throws a massive spanner in the works on my business because it's online coaching. I do have 21,000 followers on my Instagram. I would say 75% of our leads and inquiries come through Instagram. So I'm not actually too stressed about it. I don't really know why. I think it's because I'm hoping that he can get it back for me. But I remember 2 years ago I was much more stressed. But it'll be okay. If I don't get it back, I'll have to pivot, adapt and overcome. And at the end of the day, I do have other platforms at my disposal like LinkedIn and YouTube. Obviously they're nowhere near as built up as my Instagram, but we'll always find a way. So I just wanted to record this, and hopefully I can look back in a week's time or a year's time and think it's funny because I'll have it back. But yeah, this is just where we're at. Worst comes to worst, if I don't get it back, I've got a list of things that I'm gonna. Camera died there, but what I was saying was, if I don't get it back, I've got a list of things that I can do to bring some leads in, bring some clients in. Fingers crossed we'll be okay. I'll say hopefully I can watch this back in a week or something and be like, lol, that was there was no need to stress. But you know, it's my livelihood, it's where we get our leads from. We're running a £250,000 business a year through Instagram. But what it does show you is that you cannot be reliant on one platform. You actually can't. And I've known that for a while, which is why I've been growing, particularly LinkedIn and building my connections there. But obviously I've not been on LinkedIn as long, so I need to put more effort into that, and I'm trying to just focus on the positives and see what I can learn from the situation. It would probably be just, let's not put all our eggs in one basket. Not that I had been doing that, to be fair. But in better news, I've actually leaned down a lot. So I weighed in this morning at 77.2, which is literally the lowest weigh-in I've had in the last 5 years, I think. I think the lowest that I got in my last fat loss phase was 77.1. But But I've dropped weight linearly this week like 4 times. I think at the start of July, I was 79.8. I think that was a little bit of a freak weigh, but nonetheless, I've dropped like over 2.5 kilos. And that is literally just down to doing exactly what I tell all my clients to do. It's a reflection of me dialing things in. Since I've been in this new Airbnb, we haven't been going out for dinner nearly as much. Steps have been a little bit higher because I've been walking to the gym. Diet has been on point, so I'm in a really, really good zone. And for me, I'm the most confident when I'm in the 77s. I'm obviously light, so the running just feels amazing. The speed work feels particularly good. So I'm just going to hold this here. I'm probably going to get into the 76s, which I've never been in before, since I was probably like fucking 14 years old. Obviously you have to take into account the scales are different, so the ones I'm weighing myself on now are not the same ones that I was weighing myself on in Dubai, but nonetheless I'm really happy with how I'm looking, so I'm going to maintain this all summer. And if I can go onto the marathon prep in the 77s, I'm going to be in the best position possible to run a good time. So I am going to document more on here. As I say, I'm going to dedicate like a day to filming, and then try and upload within 2 days. But that's just where I'm at. It's an honest update. It's a very, very fucking annoying situation. The fact that I need to pay to get my account back is ridiculous, but you've got to do what you've got to do. So I'll update you when I hopefully get it back, and I'll update you after the run that I'm going to do. I'd say it's going to be 50 to 55 minutes easy, just zone 2 on the treadmill, and then a longer one tomorrow. So this is the current rig, the Physique update, what we're working with. To be honest, I'm really, really happy with how I'm looking, considering how I was looking a couple of weeks ago. I was feeling very watery. Obviously this is always comparing, well, this is obviously me, comparing my own standards to someone else, but yeah, really happy. And what that shows me is that I can probably handle quite a bit more food than I'm consuming right now and stay lean. But I think there's a lot to be said for just ripping quite a lot of body fat off quickly and then holding that position, maintaining, and then slowly increasing calories from there. And I'm in a really good position because I'm going to be going on to a marathon prep in about 7.5, 8 weeks time. Obviously expenditure is going to go up, so carbohydrate intake and therefore calories are going to go up. And if I can monitor things, you know, daily with body weight, weekly visual progress, calorie intake obviously as well, then I should be able to hold this physique whilst eating more food, which is pretty much like the perfect position to be in. But I honestly think I'm probably 2 weeks away from being in the best shape that I've ever been in, even though I'm pretty much the same weight that I was when I was doing my fat loss phase in February. I don't feel as lean yet, just because you can have, you know, fluctuating weigh-ins and stuff like that. So I think there's probably a few more consistent low 77 weigh-ins to come in over the next week or so, and I think I'll be in my best physique yet. And the best thing about this is when I did that fat loss phase back in February, my average calories were around 2,700, which is very, very low for me. I was doing almost 20,000 steps a day. At the moment, I'm doing more like 15,000 steps a day, which is inclusive of running, and my average calories are probably like 3,100. So that is why it's so important to do reverse dieting phase properly after a fat loss phase. Slowly increase your calorie intake again to start speeding up your metabolism so that you can handle more food. This is what we teach inside our program, Athletic Aesthetic, to all our clients. It's not just about the fat loss phase, it's about the reverse diet and then the maintenance or gaining phase after that, or performance phase, whatever you're focusing on. So leading from the front, practicing what I preach, I'll be in the best shape I've ever been in a couple of weeks if I keep going. And just a side note as well, sleep has been very, very good over the last few days, and if you are well slept, your hunger hormones, leptin and ghrelin, will be regulated, so you will be less hungry, therefore less likely to overeat. So if you are in a dieting phase trying to lose fat, make sure that your sleep is on point, because it will help you so much. Camera has died again. I'm putting it on charge while I go to the gym, so I'm back on the iPhone now. It's not as good quality, but what I was saying was Asics Nova Blast 4s for the majority of my mileage, easy and long runs, and then midweek speed session on a Wednesday, I use my Vaporflies. Vaporflies are okay, but they just don't last long. They're really expensive. I think they're like £250 a pair, and mine always seem to rip or break whenever I use them. But they're all good. They are good for a race day, so I'll use them then as well. But I'm gonna walk to the gym now. What I'm taking with me is this Aquarius 0 sugar, 0 calorie drink with electrolytes. Really, really good. Got creatine monohydrate in there, 5 grams. And then I'm gonna take one of these hydration tablets, probably now and then after as well, just to make sure that I'm fully hydrated. But I'm gonna leave now because otherwise I'm gonna be in the same position at 9 p.m. tonight. It's 10k done, 53 minutes, sweaty as fuck. Obviously not in the sun, but it's still hot. Felt unbelievably fit on that. Obviously I've been running outside for the last 6 weeks and you don't realise how fit you are until you go out the sun, but way more than that. I'll probably hit 16k tomorrow outside, so I'm just gonna do some dead hands, stretch off, then go home, get a feed in. Good afternoon, people. Just wanted to give a little bit of an update on everything. So we still haven't got the Instagram account back, but I am quietly confident just because the guy that is helping me do it has a very, very good track record, and he's helped to get over 1,000 accounts back. So it'd be pretty unlucky if he wasn't able to get mine back. Hoping to have it back within the next 24 hours. So yesterday after my run, I actually came back and passed out. I had a big bowl of ground beef, rice and whole eggs. Staple meal of mine at the moment. I'm trying to eat red meat every single day. It's just, I love it. It's very, very satiating. And then after that, I just went to a cafe, did a bit of work, met up with a couple of mates, and then I was meant to go for a run this morning, but I didn't get to bed until late last night, and I'm really trying to prioritize sleep at the moment. So it's currently 4 p.m. I am eating watermelon. I'm having 400 grams of watermelon. Absolutely love it. Try eating over 400 grams of watermelon and tell me that you're still hungry. It's such a good food to have when you're dieting, because as I say, it's very, very filling. So I'm gonna get that down me, and then at about 4:30, 4:45, I'm gonna head out and do 10 to 12k depending on the heat, and that'll mean that I've done 40 to 42k this week of running, which is great. Just clocking those miles. I'm looking forward to my next run on Wednesday, which will be a speed session. I think it's going to be a 2k warm-up, 10k at target marathon pace, which is 4:15 per kilometre, and then a 2k cool down. So getting on to some big sessions now. It's mad, like, because the Instagram account has gone down, I realised how much time I actually spent on Instagram, whether that was just scrolling, posting, doing content, or doing outreach and messaging people on there, which is quite crazy. It's definitely given me a little bit of a social media detox, which I'm sure we could all benefit from, but obviously it's not the way I wanted it to be. But fingers crossed it'll come back. As I say, I'm quietly confident, but you can't help but stress in the back of your mind. But as I say, I said I would document this and just be totally honest about it. So I'm excited to see how I'm gonna feel when I, fingers crossed, do get it back. But for now, watermelon, run, and I'll check in after that. 12k smashed. It's 6:30 now. Got back about half an hour ago, went straight to the shop, get some carbs in. I had a Powerade and actually had a pack of Sour Patch Kids sweets. So that was like almost, I think it was like 80 grams of carbs straight down the hatch to replenish those glycogen stores from the run. I want to make sure that they're fully topped up and replenished before I head to the gym, which will be mid tomorrow morning. That is a really, really important thing with hybrid training. You've got to make sure that you're getting enough carbs in, especially on the days that you're running. It's not something that I naturally do. Like, generally I'll gravitate to more of a higher protein, higher fat diet, but I've seen the positive benefits of going higher carb and relatively lower fat. Certainly not low fat. I like to try and consume about 70 to 85 grams of fat a day, which is relatively high for someone who does endurance training, but it's just the sort of food I enjoy eating. But that was honestly one of the best runs I've had in a long time. Obviously not one of the quickest, but I went out it must have been about 4:45 and it would have been 32, 33 degrees, so I was expecting it to go really badly, but it actually went really well. I think my average heart rate was 154, and I think I only went over kind of like 160 for about 5 minutes of the entire run, and that was towards the end when I picked up the pace. So it was aerobic, I would say, for about 80% of the run, which is a result. I think that's just a reflection of, like, usually I run first thing in the morning, so it's kind of hard to get more than, I would say, 500 milliliters of water in before a run. Otherwise you just need to keep stopping to use the toilet. But obviously today I probably drank over 3 liters of water before that run, and I had all the watermelon before, which is pretty much just fucking water. So that just shows what good hydration, well, how good hydration can actually affect your run, and basically that allowed me to keep my heart rate lower even though it was really hot. On top of that, I've had a very, very good sleep for the last 2 nights, which obviously will impact your ability to keep your heart rate low as well. So if anything, that's kind of like reaffirmed to me how important hydration and sleep are, so it's something that I'll continue to work on. But for now, I'm gonna get my dinner in. I've actually got like a microwave chicken and rice meal that I picked up the other day, simply because I usually buy my meat from the butcher next door, but it's shucks, it's Sunday, so I'm kind of eating what is in the fridge, and I'm gonna have probably 3 or 4 eggs alongside it to bump up the protein, and that'll probably be me for the day, done with calories around 2,900, 3,000 calories. So that'll definitely have me in a deficit today based off the activity. But I'm kind of just leaning into it at the moment because my appetite is not too high because of the heat. Deficit's going really well. I'm leaning down, so I think I'm going to be looking really, really good by the end of this next week. I've not got any plans to socialise or eat out before Misha comes back on Sunday, so time to get shredded. I'm not going to lie, motivation to get content for like Instagram is obviously very low at the moment because I don't know what's happening to my account. I was speaking to one of my friends before, and like, worst comes to worst, I'm just going to try and build up my other account that we have, which is like, at the moment, it's the Athletic Aesthetic business page. It's got almost 700 followers on, which isn't bad, but obviously it's nothing compared to the 21,000 I had on my personal one. I do still think I'm going to get it back over the next couple of days, but I'm going to have to start just putting effort into building that one up. But as I was saying, motivation to kind of record in the gym is quite low at the moment because it's almost like, what am I doing it for? And it just shows me, it's made me realise how much I like actually posting on stories and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll see. I'll keep you updated, but that is probably going to be the end of this video. I need to get a video up because I've not posted in a couple of weeks, so I will continue to document the journey and hopefully we get the account back.